Welcome everyone. We're excited to kick off a thought leadership initiative, Expert Edge. I am Shahima, your host and marketing specialist at Quadrant Knowledge Solutions. Expert Edge is a series of insightful conversations featuring prominent industry experts engaging in discussions with their experienced analysts. These fireside chats will delve into critical topics within the ICT domain, offering valuable perspectives and fostering knowledge sharing. In today's episode, we are diving deep into the ever evolving world of identity verification. I'm joined by two esteemed experts. First, we have Reinhard Hochrieser, the esteemed Vice President of Product Management at Jumio. Reinhard brings over a decade of experience in enterprise solutions to the table. Prior to his tenure at Jumio, he held key product and engineering roles, fostering innovation within the automation industry. At Jumio, Reinhardt spearheads the entire product experience, driving the development of cutting-edge solutions that redefine identity verification. Sitting alongside Reinhardt is Divya Baranawal, a pillar here at Quadrant Knowledge Solutions. Divya serves as a vice president and principal analyst, and her keen insights are derived from a wealth of experience. She has guided numerous clients across industries, providing strategic advice and helping them navigate the technology landscape. Her in depth research and analysis fuel our understanding of the identity verification market. Together, Divya and Reinhard offer a unique perspective, one that blends market analysis with the practical application of groundbreaking technologies. So, buckle up as we dig into the world of identity verification. So, let's begin by exploring the current state of identity fraud. Divya, can you paint a picture for us?
Shaima, in today's hyper digital world where people are using mobile devices for everything from account opening to shopping, making financial transactions, and communicating with their peers, family, and to the public using social media, we see that there is increased interaction with internet, which is actually exposing the digital identities constantly and making it vulnerable to attacks by fraudsters. Now, identity theft has not only increased drastically in recent times, but has also become very sophisticated. Cyber criminals we see are leveraging stolen personal information and commit various crimes, including reputation damage, financial fraud, and even terrorism. Now, if we see the current identity fraud landscape, there are various types of frauds present today. If I have to categorize, there is first one, which is the age-old technique of data breaches and phishing attacks. Now, these are still very prevalent and prominent in today's time, but we also see many new forms of identity theft, like there is synthetic identity theft, where synthetic identities are created by using a combination of real and fake PIIs. Then there is deepfake attacks, where fraudsters are using extremely genuine looking AI ML generated photos, audio, video to steal identities and commit crime. Also, with the increasing adoption of biometric technology for verification, we see that attackers are every day trying innovative ways to steal biometric identities, like duplicating fingerprints or using images to bypass biometric authentication.
Thank you, Divya. Now, Reinhard, from your experience at Jumio, can you add your insights on the current state of the identity theft and fraud?
Absolutely. And first of all, thank you for having me on today's panel. It's a great opportunity for me to share our insights and experience, what we've seen with Jumio over the last 10 years. And it's actually amazing, but also a little bit concerning how the whole state of identity fraud changed over the last couple of years. When I look back, when I started with in the identity space, the attack vectors and the way how fraud was committed is, I would say, 180 degrees different to what we see today, mainly because of the increasing developments of AI and machine learning. And just think about the recent deepfake attack we have seen in Hong Kong. I don't know if you've seen the media article where an employee of a multinational company was actually paying out $25 million because there was a deepfake attack where the fraudster claimed to be the CFO, right? And that's just one example of the increasing threat we see. And Divya, you mentioned that as well. Meanwhile, it is relatively easy to just take one photo, right, and face swap that on top of someone else's face or on someone else's ID document. So that's what we see quite often. So it's this kind of face swapping, face morphing, right? But also, as you said, synthetic images, but also video replace, so that someone's creating sophisticated videos with either AI or the usage of machine learning techniques, and then try to present that in front of either a desktop webcam or a mobile phone. So what we have learned over the last few years is that the traditional methods of identity verification are meanwhile inadequate in detecting and preventing those sophisticated fraudulent activities. And therefore, different approaches need to be taken into consideration. And you've briefly touched upon, biometric authentication. That's clearly something which we and others in the industry are leveraging, right? But it also is related how to how do we acquire government IDs? In the past, it was okay to simply take a photo. Meanwhile, we are moving towards a document liveness check, similar to a people's liveness check, right? So that we can ensure the person who is going through the ID verification is actually having or holding a real document in his hand, right? Instead of just a deep fake or something else. So long story short, the identity fraud landscape changed dramatically, and the traditional methods are still not sufficient anymore to prevent significant losses and reputational damages for businesses. You're muted, Shahima.
Yeah, thank you, Reinhard. So, Divya, combating these frauds requires specialized identity verification solutions. Can you throw some light on these solutions and how have they evolved over the years?
Well, a very interesting point Reinhard just put here is that, we have seen a tremendous journey how these identity verification solutions have evolved. Now, if we look at the identity verification market, major disruptions has happened. So, let me just give you an example of how earlier the traditional verification methods used to be. Like earlier, before the digital era, if we had to verify a person, and verifying essentially means that ensuring that the person is who he claims to be. So when we had to do that, we had to either meet the person face to face or physically check the documents. But with the increase in digitalization in pretty much every vertical, identity verification solutions came into picture, where a person's identity is verified using knowledge-based information like asking email IDs or phone numbers, and through digital documents like government IDs, which Reinhard also mentioned. Now, what Reinhard was touching across was how these identity verification solutions have become more progressive and smarter in the way they are using advanced technologies. They are now authenticating with a range of identifiers, and it is going beyond verifying static information from just photo IDs and some knowledge-based information. And now, these identity verification solutions that we see in the market, they are actually capturing and verifying real-time biometric signals, like, there could be fingerprints, it could be facial biometric verification, Also, very important part is liveness detection, which is becoming very popular, and pretty much all the major players in the market are offering that. And also, in many cases, even validating data from social media accounts. So these are a couple of dynamics which has come into play, and how identity verification solutions have progressed and have become very advanced in today's time.
So, Reinhard, Divya just mentioned about conventional identity verification methods that basically relies on static information. Based on your work in product management, what, according to you, are the limitations of such solution?
And Divya touched on it already. It's these, static data points, which are typically, and I'm really saying it's historically taken into consideration because the whole thing, the whole market, the whole industry shifted anyways. But whenever we think about static data, it means once this data is leaked, everyone can actually utilize and leverage it. And so that's why those conventional methods are not the right approach anymore. Plus, on top, sometimes this is pretty cumbersome from an end user experience as well, right? Think about when you have to enter your place of birth, or questions like what's your pet's name, and all those kind of things. That's just, inconvenient. It's cumbersome. You might not even remember the answers, you've created while you onboarded a transaction. So, and fraudsters are utilizing that. They are exploiting all those things because quite a lot of information is available on social media, right? People are posting things without even thinking about the consequences. So that's why the whole market, the whole industry is shifting more towards a risk-based approach rather than, as you said, Divya, look into just the government ID. It's an important aspect, but it's clearly not everything which makes up an identity, right? So there are additional things like government database checks we could now tap into, phone number checks. We can reach out to cell phone providers to understand, does that number exist since 10 years or 2 years or just 2 days? Because that could be a risk indicator as well. Email address and way, way more. So it's about aggregating data to get a really good understanding about the risk associated to an individual.
Absolutely. So, both of you highlighted the limitations of traditional methods. Now, let's explore how technology is changing the game. Divya, how have the recent technological advancement enhanced identity verification solutions addressing the evolving challenges of fraud and authentication?
Very interesting question, Shaima. And as Reinhard started that, how this whole dynamics of identity verification solution is changing, and how the vendors are incorporating artificial intelligence, machine learning. So, I would just take a moment to, throw some light on what are the recent developments that's happening in the identity verification solution market. So, we see that modern technologies like it could be artificial intelligence, machine learning. We see that blockchain and behavioral analytics are really advancing these solutions. So, where on one end, AI and machine learning is helping analyze large volume of data sets. Where Reinhard was talking about, it's not just one data point, but multiple. Being able to capture multiple data point and analyze those data points so that you can detect anomalies. You can not only identify but also predict risks that could happen. Also, when we talk about machine learning capabilities, they can not only help analyze past data but also make contextual correlations, and in turn, they can effectively detect emerging fraud attacks, which is again very interesting to see. We see that identity verification solutions are using the power of artificial intelligence for multiple capabilities like facial recognition, in biometric verification, capabilities such as automated document verification. Then there is behavioral biometrics and also liveness detection. So all of these things are definitely powered by artificial intelligence. What we see is that the solutions in the market which are leveraging these capabilities and leveraging these emerging technologies of artificial intelligence and machine learning, they are better able to kind of dynamically adjust to the evolving fraud patterns, because we see that the fraud landscape is continuously changing, and every now and then there is some new fraud which is there in the market. So these solutions are better able to kind of dynamically adjust themselves, and therefore they are increasing the verification efficiency. One another thing I would also like to mention is how certain solutions are leveraging blockchain technology so that they can achieve decentralized and secure system. Now we know that, of course, blockchain has its benefit of offering, superior security. So by using blockchain, these solutions are not only ensuring that the records are tamper-proof, but they are also enabling near real-time identity verification, and that could be across countries and jurisdictions easily.
Fascinating explanation, Divya. Reinhard, what are your thoughts on this? Like, how do you see the technology advancements impacting the future of identity verification?
Hmm. And I think I touched upon it right at the beginning of our chat. It's amazing to see the recent technology changes and advancements, especially in AI and ML, but also, as you said, biometrics and in general around the document verification techniques. It really revolutionized, I'd say, how we and other vendors in the space do ID and biometric verifications. From my perspective, we have to fight AI with AI because or the fraudsters, the criminals are meanwhile heavily utilizing AI. And the only answer to that is to also utilize and leverage AI. And I'll give you an example. 10 years ago, right, a lot of those checks have been done by humans, right? Someone was looking into a photo and they've tried to inspect and find anomalies. You can still do that, right? But you are not able to detect that sophisticated fraud, nor are you able to see the context. And when I say context, it's about comparing the actual image with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of images in a database to see, are there similarities? Have we seen that document or the same background, in the past? Because what we see meanwhile is fraudsters are attacking customers on a larger scale. So they are not sending in one ID document or one fake selfie. They are submitting hundreds or even thousands of fake documents, and quite often with similarities, kind of similar background, similar hands, or, so the context is really critical, and you can only leverage that by using advanced machine learning techniques to analyze such, things in real time. Because on the other hand, our business customers, they expect a really quick, almost real-time verification response as well. So that's critical. And we've talked about biometric authentication methods. It's incredible, right? What we can meanwhile do around facial recognition, face matching, but also about liveness detection, and more importantly, to be able to detect presentation attacks. Someone is using a video attack, for instance, or a sophisticated 3D face mask, right, to bypass a particular, verification step. So it's I think the sum of all the, enhancements which are enabling vendors like us to do ID verification completely different to where we've been a couple of years back.
That's right, Reinhard. Now, as we look ahead, what trends do you both see like shaping the identity capture and verification marketing coming in the coming years? Like, Divya, can you share your thoughts on this?
So Shaima, we at Quadrant Knowledge Solutions have been tracking the identity capture and verification market for multiple years, and we have seen some very exciting developments and innovations happening in the sector. Now, I'll talk about two major trends here. So the first one is uh, actually which is driving multiple innovations is increasing frequency and sophistication of identity frauds. Now, Reinhard has also, talked about this, that fraudsters have become very smart. You know, they are increasingly using, clever technologies. They are using, technologies like machine learning and even generative AI to launch sophisticated and newer attacks, right? So to keep up with the dynamic attack surface, we believe what organizations need to do is, have a multi-pronged approach, like which should include, having a robust identity verification mechanism, also working on, security features like security features for documents, for databases, and also ensure that you are complying with regulatory requirements and legislations regarding fraud prevention. So now that is one of the major trends. The second one, again, very much in line with what Reinhard said, is use AI to kind of tackle AI or defeat AI. So definitely the second trend is on the adoption of advanced technologies that will ensure that the fraud incidents are kept at bay. So the technologies like blockchain, which can ensure greater data security, also technologies like machine learning and artificial intelligence, which will ensure that the solution will have very robust verification capabilities. Also, one thing Reinhard touched upon was video verification. And we also believe that video verification technology is definitely going to stand out and play a significant role going ahead, as it can identify, deepfake incidents through a comprehensive analysis of both audio and video elements. So these kind of technologies, we believe, will definitely shape up the future. And not to, mention, the importance of biometrics and facial recognition and all these cutting edge technologies.
Thanks, Divya. Reinhard, what future trends do you see in the identity capture and verification market?
Excellent question. And we see a number of different trends, and one is clearly around biometrics. We strongly believe that this is the key moving forward. And I'm not just talking about face biometrics, because there is way more. So there is this term of multimodal biometrics. It's combining different modalities to have an even stronger, a possibility to assess the risk, and things like iris scanning or RPPG. This is a kind of the blood vein detection in your face, or voice recognition. So it's about enriching the biometric checks with additional signals, but by keeping it as simple as possible for the users, right? And for our business customers, it should be possible to adjust the level of friction depending on the risk, and maybe risk in real time, right? So that you can adjust the workflow based on that. And another critical aspect is data privacy and security. For instance, the European Union is currently working on an AI Act, which comes into action 2026. The United States are working on something similar. So, and it means the increasing utilization and leveraging of AI also brings risks, right? So we as vendors, the whole industry, we need to be able to work on explainability, so that we can explain either to our business customers and or to their end users why the AI or machine learning system made a particular decision, right? And that's critical, because everyone can meanwhile train machine learning models, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the decision is correct, right? And another trend we see, and which is already somehow come a reality, is digital identities. Again, the European Union is making huge steps into that direction. By next year, member states are actually offering that. Multiple states in the United States are meanwhile offering mobile driver licenses. You can load that on your iPhone or your Android device. So we're going to see a lot of those new digital identities in the ecosystem. Will it replace regular ID verification, government ID verification? No, it's just an additional channel for us where we can pull in those digital identities to enrich the risk-based decisions I was talking about earlier. So that's what we're going to see in the next couple of years.
Thanks, Rehan. It's exciting to see what the future holds for the space. Now, as we navigate this digital age, staying ahead of fraudsters and protecting our identities remains paramount. Thanks to the expertise of our guest today, we have a clearer picture on the advancement being made and the trends shaping the future. Thank you, Divya and Reinhard, for sharing
Thank
your
you.
expertise.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in. We look forward to bringing you more insightful conversations in the future. Until then, stay safe in the digital world.